We have game ball presentation.
Are you talking? Okay.
Welcome, everybody, to BMG Media's coverage of Vinton County Vikings basketball. Nathan Lamb here alongside my partner, Brad Rose. Jeremiah Griffith on the camera for us tonight. As we've got a big one here, Brad, the Nelsonville Buckeyes come into town. First place on the line tonight in the TVC Ohio. If the Vikings can come away with a win, they will pull half a game ahead. Both teams come into this one with 2 league losses. The Nelsonville Buckeyes 6-2 on the season in TVC Ohio play, and the Vikings 5-2 in TVC Ohio play. Meanwhile, you have the Alexander Spartans that are sitting there, also at 6-2 in league play. They have a big game tonight against the Athens Bulldogs, who upset them earlier this season in the Plains. So we'll keep an eye on that game tonight. River Valley at Meigs, that's another one. And the Vikings here in Nelsonville, York, moments away from tip-off, Brad. This one, this is a big-time game here in the TVC Ohio.
Doesn't get much bigger here in February. I mean, you're down the last couple weeks of the season. You've got 3 or 4 league games left. Every one of these count for something. And when you're playing, got 2 first-place clubs playing for the TVC lead, this is something big on a Friday night.
Right, and this was a game. We'll talk a bit more about it after the national anthem here. But this was a battle over in Bookdale earlier this year. So
absolutely,
we're going to send it down to Roger Houck, and the Viking band is here, and they're going to play the national anthem for us.
And those who have paid the sacrifice throughout the years, as our band plays our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
All right, we're back here from Vinton County High School tonight. Nelsonville, New York Buckeyes and the Vinton County Vikings
Principal and Athletic Council
battling for first place in the TVC Ohio.
We are pleased that you are here tonight. Nelsonville, New York High School and
As we are officially over halfway through the league portion.
It's hard to believe we're coming up on February.
Yeah.
The athletes in this league are friendly rivals. While play may be fierce, all in attendance tonight are reminded that this is a game between high school students and that sporting behavior is expected. The officials assigned to this game have been selected and assigned according to the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Tri-Valley Conference. And they are Chuck Leach, Dale Richardson, and Bob Deans.
All right, so we'll let Roger take over and give us our starters for tonight's game, starting with the Buckeyes.
Number 1, Dakota Inman. Number 14, Keegan Swope. James Koska is the actual starter, not Dakota. Number 22, Trent Morrissey. Number 23, Leighton Logie. And 24, Andrew Connor. The Buckeyes are coached by Blaine Gabriel. And now, for your home team, Vinton County Vikings.
Pretty good crowd tonight.
Very good crowd. Hey, first place game. What do you expect?
Senior, number 2, Jack Davidson. A 6-foot sophomore, number 5, Cobra Sharp. A 5'11" senior, number 13, Braden Cade. A 6'1" junior, number 20, Garrett Brown. And a 6'6" junior, number 34, Ashton Allman. The Vikings are coached by Mr. M.J. Knight.
You said it, Brad. A large crowd here. The student section making some noise. We've got the pep band here.
It's exciting atmosphere.
Visitor section over here, full of the normal maroon, but quite a few Buckeye fans made the trip over here.
Yeah, good turnout for Nelsonville here.
For the ones that didn't, we hope that you are tuned in to BMG Media's coverage. There's a lot of radios here, Brad. A lot of radios, but there's only one
BMG,
video stream.
That's right.
And that's right here on BMG. As we start this one off, the Vikings win the tip. Cobra Sharp has the ball. Kane's going to take a wide open 3. And it rolls around, no good. Rebound, Garrett Brown. He's going to kick it back out. Kane's going to drive for a layup, and that one falls. Now, Brad, this is a Buckeye team that really gave the Vikings fits most of the night, as there's a layup missed by Connor. And Sharp's got it, coming back the other way. He's going to drive all the way to the basket again. This time, no good. Gets his own rebound.
Quick
now
pace
finds
to the
Brown.
game.
Brown for 3. No good. Rebound. Koska. That's Morrissey for 3. No good. Logie with the rebound. Swope with it. And this Buckeye team, very athletic. Koska now gets it back to.
Nice drive.
As Logie on the drive and miss. So 2-0 Vikings lead, 6:45 to go. As Davidson takes a wide open 3, no good.
Garrett Brown with 2 early rebounds.
Oh, straight ahead, gets it to fall. Was Morrissey.
Buckeyes basket by Trent Morrissey.
So the game's tied 2-2 as Morrissey hits that. Nice find there, and the Buckeyes are going to press.
Early pressure.
And we've got a walk. So a turnover on the Vikings.
Exactly what Nelsonville wanted to start out like.
That's something that hurt the Vikings in their loss at Federal Hawking there early last week. So Koska has it into the corner. Connor going to drive on Allman. Shot up, no good. Rebound Kane. And Sharp's going to push. Brown's going to drive. And they're going to call foul on the Brown drive there. We'll see if he can knock these free throws down. But Nelsonville, York, when the Vikings played over there earlier this season, Brad, they were down at the end of the first. They were down at halftime. They were down at the end of the third before coming back in the fourth quarter, making their free throws down the stretch and pulling away. But by no means was that an easy game for these guys over there. And you got to expect you're going to see the same thing tonight, especially with the Buckeyes team this close to a TVC championship.
Oh, you know they'll be all over it. We're going to see a lot of the same game here, a lot of the same names you're going to hear called as far as scoring for Nelsonville and for Vinton County. This is going to be really great down the stretch here.
So Brown gets 1 of 2. And Swope will bring it up. He's going to drive back. Koska with it. Pretty good defense by the Vikings there. They get it inside. Morrissey back outside to Connor. He's going to drive, throw it up, no good. Altered there by Allman.
Good anticipation by Allman there.
5:35 to go, first quarter. Allman's got it. He's going to drive. Use that body and go up and in. 5-2, Vikings lead. And another quick pass ahead. Nearly another easy bucket. There's a 3 by Nelsonville, York. No good. Rebound is Connor. Tries to get it back out. Ball goes back to the Buckeyes. Koska, his shot was no good. And Connor with the save.
A little sloppy so
far. Out of bounds. So the Vikings will have the ball 5-2, 5:13 to go first quarter, and they're going to press again. And there's a kickball by Swope.
Yeah, Vinton County's going to have to get to the middle of the floor here to give themselves some options on this press.
So Davidson with it. Sharp back to Davidson. 5 minutes to go. They get it across into the corner. Brown fakes the 3, now drives. Up strong, off the glass and in.
Good choice by Garrett.
Now it's 7-2, and they're going to call a timeout. The Nelsonville York Buckeyes burn a timeout as the Vikings are up quickly. 7-2. Brad, how important is this quick start? Because we've already mentioned it once in the broadcast. This is a team that really controlled, the Nelsonville York Buckeyes controlled this game for 3.5 quarters in Buchtel. Now they come in a hostile environment with brand new lighting, might I add, and they quickly find themselves down by 5.
Yeah, it's imperative for Vinton County here to maintain what they got going on, because right now shots aren't falling for Nelsonville. They're getting good looks, and they're down the floor quickly on those transitions. We've got to maintain what we're doing, because they're going to start hitting shots here soon, and they'll be right back in this ball game.
Right, and if you've followed Nelsonville York and all this season, Keegan Swope, very good player as a junior. Maybe their best pure basketball player on this team to go along with a lot of athletes. I mean, it's Nelsonville York. You know they got a school full of athletes. So the Buckeyes down 5, 7-2, 4:44 to go in the first quarter. Morrissey with it. Logie. Inman's in the game now for the Buckeyes. Into the corner, there's a 3.
Nice shot.
Koska hits the 3. That's the shot they needed. Now they're right back into things, 7-5, still pressing on the Vikings.
You knew they'd start hitting shots. Shots would start falling.
Davidson all the way to the hole, skips it in. 9-5. A little bit of offense here all of a sudden by both of these teams. So open to the corner to Koska. Koska into Morrissey. Morrissey tries to go around. Allman does, up and under, and it gets it to fall. Nice play there by Trent Morrissey, and it's 9-7. Press still on.
Both teams looking a lot sharper offensively here since the timeout.
Garrett Brown's going to take a deep three. Short, no good, rebound. Buckeyes. Again, they look to push that ball ahead. As Swope going to drive inside on Brown, throws a shot up, no good, rebound by Kane.
Good defense there by Garrett. Anticipation of the rollback.
Garrett inside to Allman. Allman's going to work on Morrissey. Shot up, no good. Reed gets his own rebound. He's going to try it again. Shot up, no good. Gets his own rebound. He's going to try it again. And the third time's a charm. Brady's just so much more physical inside than anybody Nelsonville York has on the floor right now.
Absolutely.
So Morrissey with it for the Buckeyes. They're down 11-7. He takes a three. That's short, no good, and it will go back to the Vikings.
Yeah, right now between Vinton County and Nelsonville, we're seeing the mismatch with Allman underneath. I'm sure they'll have an answer for that. They'll figure that out here eventually.
Stone is in for the Buckeyes. Morrissey will take a seat. And
Owen Higher in.
Owen Higher in for the Vikings. Ooh, there's a steal by the Buckeyes all the way to the basket and in with Swope. It's now 11-9.
Nice finish by Swope.
2:30 to go. First quarter. Higher kicks it over to Brown inside. They're going inside to the big man again, and this one's no good, but he gets another. No, he does not get the rebound. Thought he was going to get 4 offensive rebounds there real quick.
Couldn't quite hang on to it.
The Buckeyes they could have took the lead there, but the Vikings steal all the way to the basket. There's a nice block and a throw ahead. Logie has it back to Inman, and they'll reset with 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
A little sloppy right now.
So they're going to slow things down here. Inman's going to drive. Not sure he wants to drive on Allman, but he gets it back out. There's Swope. He's got Higher on him. Swope's going to drive now. Throws up the shot. Off the rim, no good. Rebound by Nelsonville York Stone, and he gets it back out. Inman at the top of the key. Thought about a three. 1:17 to go first quarter. 11-9 Vikings lead. Stone with it now. Koska has it.
Referees are letting these boys play tonight.
Swope going to take the three. Short, no good. Another offensive rebound by the Buckeyes. Nearly threw it away in the corner three. No good. And there's a rebound by Brown. With 50 seconds left, the Vikings up by 2. Sharp drive, spin, layup, no good. Ball bounces back to Nelsonville York's Logie. He's going to drive all the way to the hole. Gets it to fall, and he'll go to the line. As we got a tie ball game, Brad, 11-all, 41 seconds left first quarter.
You knew it would happen. The shots are starting to fall. It's real physical underneath.
Garrett Brown is first, team first.
So Allman and Davidson will come out for the Vikings.
Sean Bourne and Hembry are in. A little defense, a little offense for defense.
Free throw short, no good, and Nelsonville gets another offensive rebound. Wow. Swope with it, 34 seconds left. Trying to get it inside. Ball's on the floor, picked up. Vikings have it.
Nice
Sean Bourne has it. We'll see if they hold here. Brown says no. I'm going to sink a little jump shot. And the Vikings are back up 13-11, 17 seconds left. Drive, floater, no good. Swope shot off the mark. Vikings still have it here. 8 seconds left, 7. Nearly lost it out of bounds. Back to Sharp. Sharp.
Got to get it up.
2 seconds left. Sharp drives, floats. In and out, no good. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. 13-11. The Vikings lead by 2.
Low-scoring affair here, Nathan.
Brad, there was about a 2-minute section of that first quarter where nobody could stop each other on the offense. But other than that, you're right. It's been a lot of missed baskets, a lot of good looks, but a lot of missed baskets. And we've seen, at least in my opinion, the Nelsonville Buckeyes are really trying to push the ball on missed shots by the Vikings.
You can tell.
And I don't mean push the ball in the normal sense. I mean they're trying to throw 40-foot bombs to wide open receivers down the court just to get down the floor. And it's burnt the Vikings on a couple occasions in the first quarter. But there again, some of those plays you see the ball tossed back and forth, and it's like,
I think they're looking to exploit our half-court defense. They don't want to deal with Allman in the paint, so we're going to get it down there quick and create some mismatches.
Yeah.
Right now it's just a little sloppy for both teams. I think they'll settle in this quarter. You'll see a little better ball being played by both clubs. I mean, that's all they got to do is just clean up some of these turnovers. But, on the defensive side, Vinton County's got to rebound the ball a little bit better because right now Nelsonville is owning the boards down here when they're on offense.
Absolutely. So 13-11 to score after one. The Vikings lead by 2. Just to read over the standings in the TBC Ohio, Alexander Nelsonville York tied for first at 6-2 overall. Vinton County at 5-2. And the Athens Bulldogs, who, if they beat Alexander tonight, will climb right back into this thing. They sit at 4-3 in league play. And there's a steal by the Vikings. Sharp is going to lay this one up and in. The Vikings are now up 4, 15-11. There's a drive by Inman, no good. Rebound, Stone, and Inman with the shot, no good. That was Costco on the first shot. Brown with it now. He drives inside. Could have been a travel, no call. And the basket's good, 17-11. So the Vikings quickly up by 6, Brad.
Tough shot by Garrett Brown there.
The slope inside to Logie. Koska trying to get it inside to Inman, knocked away. And stolen back by Stone of Nelsonville York. 6:50 to go, second quarter. Swope's going to drive on Hembry. Layup and in. You don't see Hembry give up too many of those moves, Brad.
No, there's not anybody hardly in the TBC that's quicker laterally than what Hembry is.
So 17-13. Nelsonville York with a big bucket there. Nice spin move by Sharp. His shot's up and in. 19-13. So here comes that offense again, Brad.
That's what we've been expecting.
Swope has it. Owen higher on him. He's going to drive. Nice dish inside. Layup and in by Logie.
Good choice by him. He could have easily tried to force a shot up there and took the easy one.
19-15 is your score here. Brown has it back to Sharp. Sharp thought about a 3. Now he'll drive inside. He's got a wide open shot. Turn around. It's in. Sharp's automatic from the paint tonight, Brad. 21-15, 5:40 to go.
Having
second
a nice
quarter.
evening so far.
Koska with the ball now. Over to Logie. Nearly stolen, but a foul on Hembry. Pretty clean game so far, but I know it's been physical, Brad, but the foul calls have not been there tonight. That's only the third foul tonight.
Yeah, it's a lot different than when we played down to Wellston there a while back. There's a lot of fouls in that game.
Usually is it. Well,
I'm not calling anything out. I'm saying there was a lot more fouls, and now we're not seeing those called.
Triple overtime game.
Well,
you're going to have a lot of fouls, Brad.
You're going to.
Come on. That's like 2 games in 1.
A lot of free basketball.
Yes, there was a lot of free basketball that night. As Morrissey takes his shot, his floater's in, 21-17. So, Brad, so far it seems like what the Vikings did to the Buckeyes in Bookdale, the Buckeyes are doing to the Vikings here. They're sticking with them, making this close, keeping it close, not letting the whole home team get away from them. And I fully expect another battle here to the end.
It will, clear to the end. You're going to see a lot of back and forth, a lot of ebbs and flows. One team's going to jump out a little bit, and the other one's going to reel them back in. really physical game so far, and like I said, referees are really letting them play in this one.
So now the Vikings come out with a little bit of a press. Buckeyes break it. They get it inside. There's a shot off the side of the backboard, no good. By Stone, gets his rebound, no good. Good defense by Garrett there, as he has it. Gets it over to Sean Bourne. Sean Bourne back out to Brown. Brown for three. Got it! Nice. That one looked good. Big time three-pointer, 24-17. Vikings back up by 7. And a steal, almost a steal by Brown. He had that one read. Looked a lot like that interception he had in the Nelsonville Vinton County football game.
Yeah, he was thinking easy layup here on this one.
Talk about an exciting game. That was that football game between these two schools last year. You can't get much more exciting than that.
No,
and we saw quite a few of those games this past season. A lot of the same players out there on Friday nights are on the court tonight. As a nice pass to Morrissey, layup no good, missed the bunny. And the ball gets knocked ahead and tipped out of bounds by Davis. That might have been the Vikings' ball if he'd have let that go. 4:01 to go, second quarter, 24-17.
It's definitely been a barn burner so far. I mean, there's not been any slowdown in this game.
Koska has it out top. Inside, Morrissey, back out. Swope, gonna drive. Goes up, no good. Owen Hire back to Kane. The Vikings are gonna set up a play. As Coach Albright holds up a picture of a Pepsi can down there. What kind of play is that, Brad?
That's one I don't know, Nathan.
And a shot up, no good. They're gonna say it stays with the Vikings, Brad. They are letting these teams play.
I told you, from the tip, it just looks like they're really physical right now, and the ref's saying, let's have at it, boys.
Well, and you know, that may be because these referees know that this is a title implication, type game here. And maybe they are like, hey, we're gonna lay in the weeds and let you guys hash it out.
Yeah, you guys figure out what's going on
ball.
here.
We'll try it again, 3:18 to go, second quarter. Look at the wheels on Allman getting out to the three-point line. They get it in. He sets the screen for Kane. No good. Rebound, Buckeyes. Logie with it. Gets it to Swope. There's a three ball by Inman. No good.
Another rebound.
That was Koska on the three. Apologies. Buckeyes get another offensive rebound and another chance. Kane on Swope. Swope gets his dribble back. Nice dish inside.
Nice look by Swope.
Morris, that's the second time he's pulled that move.
Always got his head up, looking to facilitate the ball.
There's Kane, straight on three. That one's in! Big time three by Kane. And it's 27-19. The Vikings continuing to score here in the second quarter.
Kane starting to feel it.
Ball's on the ground. Picked up by the Buckeyes. Over to Koska. Koska with it. He's going to put up a floater. This one's off the rim, no good. Rebound, Allman. 2:14 to go.
Starting to pick up a few of those defensive rebounds the Vikings are.
There's a drive by Sharp. Too strong off the glass. Gets his rebound thanks to the Allman tip. Ooh, no call there. There's a three by Kane. Off the side of the rim, no good.
Nice
Another tip.
hustle.
Well, that's 5 rows up into the stands there.
Ashton's like, give me a blow, coach. Man, I'm worn out.
$1:54 to go. Second quarter, 27-19, Vikings lead. The Buckeyes, Inman comes in for Koska.
Swope's a very, very nice point guard.
Swope over to Inman. Inman back to Swope. Trying to get inside to Morrissey. They do.
Nice
Shot
look.
up, in, and the foul. So Morrissey showing his skills in the paint there. The 6'2 senior for the Buckeyes cuts the lead to 6 points, 27-21, 1:40 to go.
Great court vision there, anticipation, way to finish there.
Free throw up, and that one's good, so it's now a 5-point game, 27-22. Just when the Vikings stretch it out, the Buckeyes reel them back in.
We told you it was going to happen, right?
$1:25 to go now. Vikings just playing around the perimeter here.
Yeah, not much movement here offensively.
And they get it over to Brown.
There we go.
Brown takes it in the paint. Step back shot, no good. Rebound by Allman. He's going to be fouled on the shot attempt by Inman, and he'll go to the line with 1:07 to go in the second quarter.
I think that's a big key. If the Vikings want to win this game tonight, you got to get the ball inside to Allman, help him draw some fouls. Hopefully he wins free throws.
First shot's up and in. 28-22. And one of the better free throw shooters for a big man in this area. Hey, Bank is open, Brad.
He called bank on that.
Bank is open.
I heard him call it.
We got Coach Richard sitting in front of us. He said he didn't call that. He didn't call the bank.
I heard it. I know he did.
29-22, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Hembry.
Yeah, he just got tangled up, fell down. Really wasn't his fault, but that happens.
The fifth foul of the first half for the Vikings. Nelsonville York with 2 fouls this first half. That was Hembry's second foul, too. We'll keep an eye on that, just in case this game goes to 3 or 4 overtimes,
well,
Brad.
You're going to need all the bodies you got on the bench if we go 3 deep.
There's a steal by the Vikings, Sharp. 42 seconds left. Ball stolen away, still on the floor. Brown, oh man.
Thought maybe he could finish there, but
I don't know how you could make that shot from that angle.
Get that little bit of English off the glass and get it in.
He'll draw the foul and go to the line for 2.
The line for the Vikings is Garrett Brown, shooting 2.
First shot, no good.
Nelsonville's length inside for our guards is proving to be difficult right now when our guards go inside.
Yeah, the Buckeyes not overly, not an overly big team, Brad, but they're all like 5'10", 6 foot,
They're just kind of long,
Second shot rattles in. 30 seconds left, first half. Inman to Koska. And they're trying to get it inside. Good defense there by Schonborn. 8 seconds left. 30-22. Koska.
Nice
Inside, Logie, layup and in. That's going to do it for the first half. It's about the 3rd or 4th time we've seen that play tonight, Brad, by the Nelsonville York Buckeyes.
It is. They just collapse the defense a little bit, and they look for that open man in the lane, and it's there, and they make most of their easy shots.
Well, Blaine Gabriel won a TVC championship in his tenure before. Not at Nelsonville York, but at Alexander. So he's one of the better coaches in the conference, and you're seeing a well-coached Nelsonville York team out there on the floor tonight.
You are, and he's going to go into the half and make some adjustments, and so is Coach Kite. And they're going to come out, and you're going to see 2 teams that are going to clean things up a little bit, I think. We're going to continue probably to see aggressive play, though, and hopefully the fouls remain minimal. They've not been a factor in this game so far, and that's what I like to see.
Yeah, so, again, first place on the line tonight, 30-24. Vikings lead at the end of the first half against the Nelsonville York Buckeyes. Pretty entertaining first half of play here from MacArthur.
Oh, you're getting your money's worth tonight.
We have a few games around the area. We're going to check some scores here. There are any at this point.
Somebody failing to update score stream or what?
It's hit or miss. Fed Hawk over Eastern, 30-14 at the end of the first quarter, Brad. Fed Hawk, you talked about Fed Hawk. Let's talk a little bit about Fed Hawk Lancers because they don't get as much love as I think they deserve. You have watched these Federal Hawking players from youngsters to now, and you called this a while back. What's so special about this team?
Their junior and senior class, and they've got some freshmen and sophomores peppered in there too, have just been electric ever since they were grade schoolers. They complement each other well. The Cottrell kid is going to light you up from outside, and he can drive on you at any minute. And if you don't guard him, if you do guard him, he's going to kick it out to Earhart. I think their last game they had 3 players with double-doubles.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just an amazing – they see the floor well. They spread the ball around, and they will kill you from any of the 5 positions. They're just so hard to guard. They're so hard to match up with. There's a mismatch somewhere on the floor at any given time. Unless you're 6-7 deep like they are, they're going to be a tough out for anybody in this tournament coming up.
Yeah, and you talk about Fed Hawk, the players, but the schedule itself that they've put together this year, you know, they played Vinton County, they played Alexander, they played Marietta, they played these big D2 schools, and they're going to be going into the D4 tournament. Is there a chance that Fed Hawk could possibly win the district?
I think they can. I think they're probably the favorite, in my opinion, right now. They can make a deep run because they can run with the big dogs. They can run with the big schools. They got depth like the big schools do. And I'm telling you, their top 6 or 7 are probably some of the most talented from top to bottom in Southern Ohio.
That'll be interesting to follow along their tournament run here coming up in the next couple of months. At the end of the first quarter, the Alexander Spartans lead the Athens Bulldogs by a score of 14-3. Now, Brad, if you remember correctly, in the game earlier this year in the Plains, Alex was up 10 points early in that game. I believe it was 13-3. It's a similar score now, so we'll see if the Bulldogs come out and come back and help out Vinton County and Nelsonville. They're obviously pulling for an Athens win. And Athens, if they are able to pull off the win, they're only 3 games down in the loss column, so they're right back in the thick.
Yeah, I mean, they're helping the rest of, Megs and those fellas behind them bring everybody back to the leaders of the pack, and everybody will still be within playing distance, except for possibly River Valley.
All right, so we're going to do something that we haven't been able to do this season. Pep Band's here for the first time at a boys' game. We're going to step aside and let everybody listen to the tunes of the Viking Band. Welcome back to second half action here on BMG Media. Nathan Lamb here alongside Brad Rose and Jeremiah Griffith. Jeremiah, you've been running the camera for us tonight. What's your thoughts on that first half?
Well, it looks pretty good up here. I mean, I'm standing a little bit above everyone else, but
got a bird's eye view up there.
I think this has been a very, very well played game.
We'll start second half out. Vikings came for three. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound to Koska and the Buckeyes. 30-24, Vikings lead by 6. And into the corner. Connor's going to take a shot, no good. Rebound, Altman. Garrett Brown pushes in the paint. Spin move, shot's no good, but he'll go to the line for 2.
Like the aggression of Brown there on the drive.
He's attacked quite a bit tonight. Into the paint. He'll go back to the line. First shot short, no good. 7:20 left in the third quarter. Second shot rattles out, no good. Missed them both. Not something you normally see from Garrett Brown.
No.
Buckeyes going to try to trim this lead. Slope's going to drive inside. Puts up a shot, blocked by Allman. Garrett Brown on the drive again. This time kicks it back out. Kane for 3, that's in. 33-24, 9-point lead for the Vikings. Morrissey has it for the Buckeyes. He's going to drive inside. Spin, floater, no good. Rebound, Altman.
Nelsonville not quite as aggressive here offensively so far in the second half.
They're on the drive now. Nice block by Brown, but rebound, another block. Connor tried to go up. Got swatted away.
Looking good defensively.
Allman's having a big game down there in the third quarter so far. Multiple rebounds, a couple blocks. 6:04 to go. Vikings up by 9. Davidson's going to drive to the hoop, lay up and in. Largest lead of the night for the Vikings, 35-24.
Quick drive by Jack there.
Swope kicks it back out. Logie with it. He's going to drive. Takes a shot from the elbow. Nice jumper. Gets it to fall. 35-26. The Buckeyes are going to call 30-second timeout here as they're down by 9 with 5:30 left in the third quarter. Brad, what do the Buckeyes have to do here to get back in this game? 1996, 1997, Brad, the last time the Nelsonville York Buckeyes won a Tri-Valley Conference Ohio Division Championship in basketball.
Wow, I wasn't aware of that.
In order to erase that and pick up another one this year for the first time in a while, what do they got to do here in this second half?
I think you got to go back to being aggressive. And they've just got to settle down a little bit, get a few shots to fall. Defensively, they look good in that first half. Right now, they're allowing a little more penetration than they did in the first half. That's something they got to clean up a little bit.
This is the 109th time these two teams have played.
That's a bunch.
That's a lot. One of the oldest rivalries in the TVC. Brad, do you know what the oldest rivalry in the TVC is? In terms of games played?
No, I do not.
Vinton County and Wellston.
Well, I wanted to say that, but I was afraid I was going to be wrong.
So there's a rebound by Allman. Now, back in the day, Brad, Wellston and Vinton County were both in the same division, and so there were some tournament games that were played back in the day.
Crowd unhappy here.
A little bit. They call the foul on Allman. It's the first time the Viking fans have been unhappy about anything tonight.
Yeah.
Swope has it. Going to take a jumper inside the 3 line, and that's in. 35-28. Lead now down to 7.
Nice soft touch on that shot.
Brown's going to drive. His shot off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound by Inman. And trying to trim into this lead is the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes fighting for first place here. If they can pick up a big win here, that'll go a long way in their quest to win that first championship since the mid-90s. Inman's going to drive, throws it up over Allman. Not a good idea. Another block. Pass ahead to Davidson. He's going to save it. Gets it inside to Allman now. Allman with the spin, the shot. Off the side of the rim, no good. And there's a foul on Davidson as he got the arm of Logie.
Allman had himself a highlight play there.
He did.
Just couldn't quite finish.
Another stat, Brad. The Vikings have won 41 out of the last 45.
41?
41 out of the last 45 in this series.
That's, if you would have asked me that prior, I wouldn't have guessed at that. You know, I might have guessed us a little above 500, but not that kind of what I would consider domination.
And there's been a lot of games between these two teams that over the last few years have been really competitive, close, overtime games. But the Vikings just controlling the series here as the Buckeyes are trying to get back into this one. There's going to be a foul, blocking foul. They call the foul on Sharp. Buckeye fans happy, Viking fans sad.
Well, it was close. Either way, I mean, I wouldn't want to make that call.
And the crowd starting to, you can feel it building.
It was fairly quiet that first half.
It was.
And the referees were non-existent. And now you're starting to hear little.
Deep 3, no good. And they're going to call foul on the Vikings. And they call it on Braden Kane. No, Jack Davis. So 5 total fouls in the first half, Brad, for the Vikings. And they've got 4 here with 3:27 to go in the third quarter. So I'm pretty confident the Buckeyes are going to get to the charity stripe at some point.
Yeah, and that's where if you're Coach Kite, you got to call your guys in and say, listen, we got to straighten this up now.
Oscar shot block, pass ahead, dangerous pass. In both of these teams, full court passes, they're not working out tonight.
No.
And maybe both teams are used to being able to outrun each other, but these two teams are pretty quick collectively. So there's a shot up and in. What a shot by Swope. 35-30, 3 minutes left, third quarter, Brad. This one is going to come down to the wire.
We knew it would.
Higher, the sidestep, passes back out. Brown drives in, Morrissey on in, he kicks it back out. Higher going to do the same thing, drive inside, the shot no good. Rebound Morrissey.
Quite a few inside forced shots by both teams.
Quietly the lead to 5 now. A shot up and in, and the foul.
Momentum shifting.
Swope, back-to-back buckets, and he'll go to the line to try to cut the lead to 3.
I knew when we were up 9 or 10, and it was going to come back.
And the Vikings call time with 2:35 to go in the third quarter.
Compliments from Florida, by the way. David and and Shirley Graham are watching.
Very nice. We're
down in Florida.
We're very jealous right now.
Yes,
It's
weather has to be at least slightly bit better down there.
I would imagine it was a nice little coating of snow this morning when I got up to go to work.
Little slow getting to work this morning.
Not sure, has southern Florida ever seen snow?
I doubt southern Florida. I'd say the Panhandle probably has at some point.
Does the Panhandle count?
Not really, because it's almost like it's Alabama.
Yeah, it might as well be
I mean,
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Like, who goes to vacation in Mississippi?
I don't know. I've heard it's nice. We'll find out one day when we retire.
The only reason I would go to Alabama, Brad, what's the only reason I would go to Alabama?
Probably to see a race at Talladega.
Talladega, baby. Let's go. Shot up no good. And the Vikings with the rebound. It's our second NASCAR reference of the season. 35-32. Buckeyes right back in the ball game. There's a three by Kane. No good. Too strong. Rebound.
Nelsonville looking really, really aggressive on defense that time down.
Swope kind of taking over the game here for the Buckeyes offensively. There's a drive and a shot, no good. That was Landon Inman. Into the corner, Kane gonna try another three. This one's off the rim, no good. And a rebound by Dakota Inman. Ooh, there's battle for the ball. They're gonna call foul on Owen Heyer. Or maybe they're just going to call it out of bounds. They just call it out of bounds.
I think it's out of bounds.
Get it into Swope. Swope with Hembry on him. And it seems like Hembry gets put on the dominant players of these TVC teams in critical situations.
He does, and a lot of times he's outmatched as far as size, but man, his speed makes up for everything. He can beat those offensive guys to the spot.
So Morrissey gets it back out. Swope has it now with Heyer on him. That's a mismatch. Now with Brown. Oh, he double dribbled. There's about maybe 75 double dribble signs going off over there.
Yeah. Really the first mental mistake by him.
Yes.
Been very sound so far.
So still a three-point game, 1:05 to go, third quarter. We'll see if the Vikings kind of waste some time here. And Garrett Brown's going to drive. Kicks it over in the corner to Hembry for three. Money from Hembry. It's 38-32. What a big shot by Mr. Hembry with 40 seconds left. Kind of a sigh of relief now from Viking Nation.
They needed a little bit of breathing room.
There's a shot by Inman, no good. Now the Vikings can extend it. 28 seconds left. Heyer's going to the basket. Kicks it back out to Brown. Brown's going to drive back to Schonborn. His three. Too strong, no good. 17 seconds left. Swope. See if they draw it out here. Swope's going to drive. Kicks it to Inman. Inman for three in the corner. His shot no good. Rebound by the Vikings, Schonborn, and Brown's got 1 second left. And it's going to be just short. Looked like it had the line. Just short. Didn't realize how much time was left, I think, there. And the Vikings will head into the fourth quarter with a 38-32 lead. So the third quarter, Brad, we saw the Vikings come out hot, extend the lead to 11. Looked like this one might be over. Even though we thought it was going to be close the whole way, it looked like the Vikings had a chance to pull away. They chipped. The Buckeyes just chipped into that lead. They got it back down to 3. We're looking at a 6-point game right now. Fourth quarter, Brad, it's do or die time. If they want to win this championship, it's got to be now.
It is, and I think if you're the Vikings, I think you want to slow the game down a little bit now. I don't think you want to run and gun like we have. I think you want to do more ball control here, minimize the possessions, get off some decent shots. You know, if you can stretch this out to 7 or 8, that might be enough to coast to the end, and Nelsonville really have to push to try to score.
Right, and we've talked about the Vikings overall, a very, very good free throw shooting team, so if it does come down to that, I like their chances. But does Keegan Swope, does he have to take over this game? I mean, we saw a nice little scoring spurt from him in that third quarter. He's got the ability to shoot the three. He's got the ability to drive off the dribble. Does he have to be the guy here?
I think so. I mean, he's got a nice complement around him, but whenever he collapses the defense, good things tend to happen for the Buckeyes.
So Nelsonville York will start out on offense as we begin this fourth and final frame here in MacArthur. In first place in the TVC Ohio on the line, and there's a three. No good. That was Koska. Vikings get the rebound. Brown with it to Sharp. So right away the Buckeyes tried to go deep. Sharp's going to drive all the way to the rack. Shot up and in. 40-32. Vikings lead by 8. And that pass gets away. And it'll go back to the Vikings.
If you're Nelsonville here, you just want to settle in. Possessions are at a premium, so you don't want to go down and just keep trading buckets. Defensively, you want to do what you have been doing, but you want. I think down here, they still need everything to run through Swope. I mean, anytime he collapses the defense and kicks it out, good things happen.
Definitely not time to panic just yet.
No, there's plenty of time.
Sharp drives all the way to the rack and in. Boy, that time there was just no inside help from the Buckeyes, and he just drove straight to the hole.
He did, and we were talking about Swope trying to take control of this game. Mr. Sharp's trying to take control of this game and put it down now.
Two similarly, players. Like,
absolutely.
Their game is pretty similar. They can both shoot the three. They can both drive. Great ball skills.
Yeah, when they enter the paint, you don't know exactly what they're going to do.
Right.
They still got good court vision.
Exactly.
They're looking to score, but they'll kick at any time, especially if the big is underneath in the paint and open. It's usually a money shot for them.
All right, so the Vikings quickly extend that lead back to 10, 42-32. 54 seconds have gone by in the fourth quarter. We've already seen quite a bit of scoring here. So we'll see if the Vikings come out of this timeout, keep their foot on the gas, or if they try to run some clock.
Well, they're doing just the opposite of what I thought would happen, and it's working right now. If you're a Viking fan, you like what you're seeing. I'm just concerned. I think you want to minimize possessions in this game and make it difficult for Nelsonville to score enough points to get back in this.
Another thing to keep in mind, 5 fouls for the Vikings, 1 for Nelsonville York. So if it does come down to foul shots, Buckeyes will be at the line probably earlier rather than later, and they'll have plenty of fouls to give late in this game. The Vikings playing tough defense there. Ball knocked free. Davidson with it. Davidson to the rack. Blocked, swatted. They call the foul on Connor. Connor can't believe it. He thinks he got all ball.
I'm not so sure he might not have.
So Davidson will go to the line. Only the second foul on the Buckeyes. And the largest lead of the night for the Vikings was 11 earlier in the game, and it's 11 now. In the Buckeyes, though, they came back from that 11-point deficit to cut the lead to 3.
I'm confident that'll happen again.
Second shot up and in, largest lead of the night for the Vikings. And that little bit of pressure, Sharp, blocked.
Ooh, nice.
Nice block. They get it over. Kane with a spin move. Gets the shot to fall. 46-32. Ball knocked away. It'll stay with Nelsonville York. Big time steal by the Vikings.
It was. If you're Nelsonville here, there's no need to panic. Just relax.
It's 6:34 to go in the fourth quarter. It's still very early. Vikings press. Costa will draw the foul against Davidson.
Davidson.
And that's 6, Brad. So the next foul, the Buckeyes are going to be at the line shooting the 1-and-1.
That's something if you're Vinton County you don't want to see. You want to play tight defensively. You don't want to get all those fouls called because that's really the only way I see Nelsonville getting back into this game.
They get the ball into Logie. Logie 1-on-1 if he wants it. Gets it back out to Swope. Swope with Davidson on him now. Inman over to Koska. Koska in the corner. Swope thought about a 3. Still thinking about it. Now he'll drive to the basket. Nice pass, knocked away. Finds himself with the ball again, and oh man.
I thought for a second he had a chance at making that.
I did too. It was obviously too strong, but it was right in our line with the basket. I thought, wow, if that goes in, give him the points.
Yeah.
Give him the basket. So the Vikings with the turnover. Now they'll face some pressure. Davidson gets it across. Kane thought about a 3. He drives inside. Shot up. Rolls around the rim. No good. Rebound. Allman back up and in off glass. 48-32. And now the Vikings starting to stretch this thing out, Brad. There's a 3 ball.
Need it.
And they got it. Swope with the big 3.
Nice shot.
Cuts the lead to 13. Again, Swope got to be there. And the Vikings turn it right back over to the Buckeyes. Swope wants it again. He gets it again. He lays it up. No good. Block. Rebound. Back to the Vikings. Davidson. Kane ahead. Kane with the layup. 50-35. 5:14 to go. I think at this point, Brad, it's time to start picking it up now for the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
As Swope drives off the glass and in. They're going to call the foul.
That's what you need if you're Nelsonville York.
It could be back-to-back triples here by Swope. Having himself a game tonight. 50-35. Not only that, the next foul for the Vikings will put the Buckeyes at the line.
Down there on the beach.
Down there on the beach, watching the game. BMG. Free throw good, 50-36. I can't complain, Brad. I was in Florida like 2 weeks ago.
You don't have to rub it in, Eddie.
It was awesome. It was way better than Ohio. Steal. Inman. Ahead. Logie. Layup. Foul. No good, but he'll go to the line for 2.
They're in the bonus.
The Nelsonville York fans are complaining about the scoreboard, Brad, but I believe it's correct.
I believe it to be. It was 50-35 earlier. That bucket didn't count before the free throw, did it? Or did it? Because if it did count before the free throw, they did not put it up. It should have been 37.
Yeah, it should be 30. It should be 38.
Yes, now it should.
I don't know what the score is, Brad.
Well, I'm just going
it's 50 to something.
We're going to make sure we have the same score as the board. And the board just now updated, so.
39. 50-39. Sharp drives. Poked away. Will stay Vinton County ball. 11-point game, 4:34 to go, Brad. They're sticking around.
They are. And again, I think if you're Vinton County, you slow this down. You eat up some clock. I'm going to say it for the 4th time. You minimize possessions. They cannot get back in this as long as you don't foul and allow them to score with the clock off, not running. Just play smart ball here, and it's you can take a real big step towards that TVC championship by winning this game. If you're Nelsonville, want to continue doing what you're doing, push the ball into the paint, try to draw those fouls and score with the clock stopped. And it just takes a few trips, and you could be right back in this ball game, making a couple possession game, and you're still in it, still within distance.
That's pep band and the TVC right there, Bradley.
Oh, they're good.
50-39. Inbounds to the Vikings. Garrett Brown trying to get it inside to Allman. Knocked away. Nice defense there by Morrissey. Fun to see that style of play, old school, get it inside, let the big guys work. Seen it a couple times tonight by both teams. And the ball knocked away, but Brown gathers it back up. Gets it back to Sharp, 4:20 to go. Sharp inside, back out to Brown, wide open three. Big shot by Brown. 53-39. What a huge shot by Garrett Brown.
Yes.
And there's a pass knocked out of bounds.
That three might make it tough on Nelsonville. You're starting to get, I mean, there's still time, but you're starting to get that area now where you can't make many mistakes if you want to get back in this game and take a lead.
So we got 4 minutes and 4 seconds left, 53-39. Vikings up 14. They get the ball in to Swope. Swope with Sean Moore on him, looking for the screen. Now Brown. The ball is dribbled out of bounds, but they're going to say out on Sean Moore. We'll stay with the Buckeyes with 3:51 to go.
Got some more defense coming back in.
Henry will come back in for Allman, and we'll see if Henry finds number 14.
Well, you know they're going to put him on the man, whoever the man is. And right now it's Swope. Huh?
There's a drive by Emmons, shot over Henry, and he scores.
Shot. Tough. Way to finish.
53-41. Buckeyes, 3:35 to go. Nice pass inside.
Good look by Henry. Uh-oh.
Ball's knocked away. Oh, nice swat by Brown. Does that look like a sure layup by Swope? And Swope is going to travel, shuffled his feet, trying to find the pass.
I wasn't sure if it was going to be a foul there or his little shuffle.
And that really stings for the Buckeyes because Inman just hit that three-pointer.
It does. How big was that poke by Garrett right there?
Absolutely. That would have been a 10-point game.
Yeah.
And momentum would have whipped back to the Buckeyes' side. It's good defensive play. Almost like the block LeBron had in the Game 7 of the NBA Finals
from behind.
2016. I remember that.
We all do.
As a lifelong Cleveland fan, that's the only thing I could ever celebrate.
Now they're coming.
Dangerous pass to Brown. Brown goes
Way to
up.
draw the foul.
Hard hit. Yeah, Swope looked like he
took a hit to the jaw there.
Took one to the chin. Hopefully he's okay.
He's in a little bit of pain there.
The line for the Vikings shooting twos, Garrett Brown.
Really tough kid.
Brown. Uncharacteristically off tonight from the free throw line.
Back in the game for the Buckeyes.
I have a feeling he'll make this one.
Second shot, no good, Brad. Buckeyes need a basket in a big way. And Koska gets it back to Swope. We'll see what Swope does. Gonna go behind the back. Good defense. Inman's gonna drive off the glass, no good. Rebound by the Buckeyes, Stone. And he loses the ball back to the Vikings. So now, 2:33 to go. At what point do you start the foul, Brad? You've got 3 fouls to give.
I mean, there's a foul, but I don't think it was intentional. I think you still got a ways here yet.
Foul is on Trent Morrissey, his first. Team 4.
I was kind of hoping Garrett would make that last shot because I had an extra point on the board I had to take off. Ooh, it's all right.
I thought you were going to say you had like maybe.
No, I didn't have money on the game.
Maybe you had him in DraftKings or something as Garrett Brown puts up the baskets, 55-41. What would the spread be on this game, Brad, if it was on DraftKings?
I'd say it'd be pretty tight. You might give it to the home team a point or two. This game's lived up to all it was advertised.
Inman.
Score doesn't show it right now, but it's been a tight game.
The Buckeyes got to do something here as the ball's nearly stolen.
Yeah, it's
1:50 to go.
either push the ball very hard or start shooting some threes.
Down by 14. Into the corner is Inman. Gets it back out.
Score every position now.
Now there's a deep three.
Nice.
And he gets it to rattle in. Keegan Swope again. Saving the day, keeping the game close.
Yeah, you got back to 11.
1:35 now, Brad. Their time is an issue right now.
Yeah, it is. You're probably going to have to start fouling here real quick. If you can't get a steal here early and you get 10, 12 seconds off the board, it's probably time to foul.
So again, just like the game at Nelsonville, York, except this time the Vikings held that slight edge most of the way and able to pull away at the end. They were down most of the way at Nelsonville, York, but it's much similar to that game in terms of, at least right now, what the score is, as opposed to what the actual game flow was way tighter than an 11-point game.
Yeah, like I said, the score's not indicative of how this game has went so far. I mean, it's really been a pretty tightly contested game. It's just been spread out here over the last portion of this fourth quarter.
Well, it seems like the Vikings get up a little bit, Buckeyes trim it a little bit, but then the Vikings go on and hit like a couple big shots. They get a foul and a three-pointer at times, and
a couple balls bounced their way. I mean, it just kind of rolled like a snowball for them. It was hard for Nelsonville to keep up with that.
And the Vikings, this will be their second game against the Buckeyes. They've played the Spartans twice now. They still have to go to McAfee Gymnasium. That'll be the next tough test on the road in the TVC Ohio as they try to win the conference for the second time in 2 years. Just got to take them one at a time, Brad, and as we all know, the Vikings dropped that game against Wellston. Although now Wellston losing their star player, maybe the star of the TVC. I know Kyler gets a lot of clout, but and well deserved. But Kyan Irvin he's a baller.
Probably the best pure scorer in the TVC. I mean, I gave D'Agostino probably the best athlete on.
There's a shot up missed by Swope, rebound by Brown. Buckeyes needed that one. They got that steal. 55-44. Sharp with it. He's just going to waste some time until they foul. And they steal. A steal by Swope. Swope, nice move, gets it down inside.
There it is.
Shot up, no good, but they call the foul, and Logie will go to the line for 2. So he can trim it to 9 with 49.8 seconds left. So again, a long way to go in the TVC Ohio, Brad, as the Vikings, if they can hold on, they'll have 2 losses. The Spartans, they were up by 10 against the Bulldogs tonight. They'll have 2 losses. Buckeyes will be 1 game back. Vikings and Spartans have already played twice this year, so it'll really come down to, if both teams hold serve, we're going to have co-champs for 2 years in a row.
Yeah, and that's probably the way it's going to end up right now. It's looking like that way. But Nelsonville still got a chance right here. They're not done yet.
Second shot, no good. Rebound higher. He throws it up to Davidson. Davidson's going to be fouled by Morrissey. That's the 6th foul. So Vikings will take it out on the side. The next foul will put him at the line for 1-1. You see Allman, Kane, a lot of good free throw shooters out there. And the Buckeyes, they get the steal. They're going to call it travel. So the Buckeyes get the steal. Brad, they have had opportunities.
They have.
Many opportunities. They've just failed to cash in on it. They need a 3 here.
Yeah, I was going to say a big 3 here. You're down by 8. 3 possessions. You can be back in this ball game. It's doable, but you've got to convert on this possession right here quickly.
So Swope going to bring it down. 37 seconds left. They're trying to set the screen for him. There's a 3. Koska, no good. Rebound. It's going to stay with Nelsonville York. It does. 27 seconds left, Brad. They've got to hit a 3, and they've got to do it right off this inbound.
Do or die time. It's going to be tight here.
And the Vikings are going to call full timeout. Talk things over.
Coach Kite wants to make sure his guys are ready.
With Wellston, it is senior night. Then on the 2nd, they go to Athens.
So we'll take a peek at the schedule coming up, Brad.
The boys are next Tuesday night.
The New Hope, the game against New Hope that was scheduled to play last Tuesday is actually going to be February 4th on Saturday at 2 o'clock at Ohio Christian University. So that game's going to be moved from New Hope Gymnasium to Ohio Christian, just outside of Circleville. Athens next Tuesday. That's going to be, that may be the last big hurdle that the Vikings need to get over after, if they can hold on tonight, obviously.
At Athens.
At Athens. Then next Friday, we'll be back here on BMG Media covering the Megs Marauders game here. Then the Vikings on the following Tuesday will, obviously the Saturday game at New Hope, Circleville. The following Tuesday, February 7th, they'll travel to River Valley. And that, River Valley's yet to pick up a win in the TVC Ohio this year, Brad, but we have seen that team give us fits over the years. So that's going to be another tough one. And then you have that Friday, February 10th game against Wellston at home. And that could be for all the marbles. Hopefully it is when we get to that point. There's a big three. Off front rim, no good. Rebound by the Vikings, Garrett Brown. And that might just do it, Brad. 19 seconds left.
Yeah.
No fouls by Nelsonville York, and that's gonna do it. The Vikings are going to hold on here. We've got 6 seconds left.
Big win for Vinton County. The game was all we expected. The outcome, we'd hoped for, but I don't think any of us would have guessed the score. We thought it was going to be pretty tightly contested throughout.
Right.
The fourth quarter just kind of got to be a little bit of a mismatch. And still a well-played game. We knew it would be. They left everything out there. Really, really entertaining game.
Very similar to the first matchup this year over in Nelsonville. The Vikings come away with an 11-point win, 55-44. And they'll move to 6-2 in the TVC Ohio. So they'll be a half a game back from Alexander, because Alexander has played one more game. But in the loss column, where it all matters, they'll be tied up after tonight in terms of the TVC Ohio. Try to get a score of that Athens game.
Yeah, we need that.
Saturday, the 4th of February, we'll play New Hope at Ohio Christian University.
Megs led River Valley 46-26 at the half. The last score on the Athens game, Brad, was 22-12 at halftime. Federal Hockey, or Alexander was leading that game. Federal Hockey, after that 30-point first quarter, cool off for 16 points in the second quarter. They led Eastern 46-20 at half. It was 61-25 at the end of the third. And Federal Hockey won 73-39 over the Eastern Eagles. Well on their way to a TVC Hockey Championship this year.
Sent out a text for a score there at Alexander. We'll see if we get an answer back here before we come off the air. Tried to get a hold of D'Agostino.
Well, here's an interesting score. Brad Chillicothe leads Miami Trace 37-29 in the third quarter.
That's an interesting one. Just got back 39-37 Athens with 1:28 to go.
Are you kidding me?
That's what Chris D'Agostino just said.
Wow. So the Vikings could be up at the end of tonight and have a chance to win this thing outright if they can finish strong here in the TVC Ohio, if the Bulldogs can do the Vikings a favor. We'll keep you updated on that one as we Wait around here on Coach to come back out. Get our post-game interview with Coach Kite. Definitely keep an eye on that score. I almost want to tune into it, Brad.
Yeah.
I'd come back for the interview later.
Yeah, we'll just take a little break.
Fairland leads Gallia in the second quarter 18-9. I think this game, Brad, I think we couldn't find scores early because our game started early.
Right.
It's 8:30 and the game's over. And there was no freshman game tonight. Vikings JV did pick up another win on the season. Am I wrong? Have they only lost the one game to Federal Hawking this year?
Trying to think back.
I know they beat the Athens Bulldogs, which is another pretty good JV squad.
I know they were in a real tight one somewhere here a few weeks ago. I don't recall. Where was that? I hate to say that it's one loss. I don't know. It's either one or two. And I believe the freshman team might be 4-3 or 5-4. So
we talked a little bit about that before the game. The freshman team having trouble finding games in the TVC Ohio this year.
I mean, there just aren't great numbers in the TVC Ohio as far as kids coming out and playing. So a lot of those freshmen are playing JV time. And that's something here that we've always been blessed at having is great numbers. And we've had a freshman team for as long as I can remember. There may be an anomaly in there somewhere, but we've got more than enough kids to run all three teams. We've been fortunate at doing that, and not so many others in the TVC or Southern Ohio in general have been able to maintain that like we have.
So again, we're going to wait around here on Coach. The Vikings win 55-44. Pick up a big win at home. They sweep the Nelsonville Buckeyes on the season, Brad, and Vikings have now won 42 of the last 46 meetings in this rivalry.
Again, I wouldn't have guessed that had you told me it.
So, Brad, you're messaging the father of Kyler DeAugustino, waiting
I've known
on
Chris.
an update.
Yeah, I've known Chris for a lot of years. He questioned our game. You know, they have a rooting concern for us. So he was interested in what our final was.
Right.
And now we're kind of waiting to hear back what's going on there with Alexander and Athens. Hopefully we'll get that before Coach comes back.
Wellston, the only team in the TVC Ohio tonight not playing a conference game. They're playing the Huntington Huntsmen, who, by the way, played the Adena Warriors the game after ours against Oak Hill at Hoosier Gym last Saturday.
Yeah.
So it was a Southeast Ohio affair.
That's interesting.
Over at Hoosier Gym.
I was made aware midweek we have some ties to Adena. You remember Coach Wellman?
Yes.
Shane Wellman for us. He coached at Adena this past season, and I was told by a parent that he was let go this week as far as a football coach.
It's interesting. Shane played his football at Greenfield back in the 90s.
Yeah, that's back when Vinton County football was king around the parts, and he could tell you some stories about coming in over to Marvin Kaneke Field and, how intimidating it was.
Pizza. Selling pizzas at $10 a pizza in the concession stand. Thank you.
Sorry, guys.
So we're still waiting for Coach Kite to come out.
Yeah, I've yet to have an update, which I'm sure Chris isn't real concerned about updating us when they're probably in a battle.
Pretty
over
intense
there.
over there right now at the alley, I would say.
I would say so. Athens just must have the formula for them.
Well, and that's a big rivalry in every sport. But, you know, I think Athens, obviously Athens, Nelsonville York football had a thing going on for a while. But, you know, they dislike each other, the Alexander Spartans and the Athens Bulldogs. I mean, I've known
county schools.
You know, I think they're like 7-10 minutes apart. Not very far. It's just been a rivalry over the years, and interesting things happen. So, Jeremiah, what's your opinions on the basketball game tonight that we saw 55-44 Vikings pull off the win?
I think it turned out to be a great game. I mean, it was fantastic to watch. I'm glad I have the opportunity to come out here and be a part of it. So,
yeah, the score wasn't real indicative of how competitive the game was. Nelsonville was in that game until the last 2.5, 3 minutes.
I would agree on that. Unfortunately, my schedule doesn't allow me to come out here very often, but it's always a treat to come out, watch the Vikings, especially if we come to a close on the regular season.
Got an update.
What's the update, Brad?
Alexander takes the loss to Athens.
Wow.
40-37.
40-37. The Athens Bulldogs help out the Vinton County Vikings, and the Vikings now sit atop in first place. Now, what's that do for the Nelsonville York Buckeyes? Because now instead of being down against two teams, you're only down a game against one team. So if the Vikings slip up, the winner of that game versus the Alexander Spartans and the Nelsonville York Buckeyes holds a lot of clout.
Yeah, all three teams are still alive. And
yeah,
actually
the Athens Bulldogs with 3
Athens
losses.
in it.
Yeah,
Meg's last I
could
checked
be there
was
too,
3
yeah.
losses. And Wellston sitting on the very edge of that, you know, losing their stars a little bit tough, but, you know, they're not completely out of it yet.
So, obviously, if you've noticed, our ticker ticked out.
Yes, that was an oversight by us.
Our ticker ticked out. We think it's a glitch in the system. So
is that what we're going to blame it on?
We're going to blame it on a glitch in the system.
Where's our producer at tonight? He's the one that takes care of those
our
things.
producer, I think he's out in Vegas or something like that. You know,
I think he's sitting at home, probably.
We took him to
a cold one.
We took him to Indiana with us, and he just got that Western itch, and I think he wanted to go farther. So
he got that far out and said, "Man, I'm just going to keep heading west."
And we do want to give Tyler Ward credit. Everything was set up for us when we just had to show up and push play.
I mean, we'd have been in trouble. You wouldn't have seen or heard us tonight.
Probably not if it was
not been
us.
for him.
So we do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Obviously, SF Restoration, Buckeye Construction and Restoration, Adena Health Systems, Precision One Masonry. We've got Zen Brothers Automotive, and as you can see, Strickland Sales and Service, who's getting all the pub tonight.
Yeah. Well, when you're electronically inept as we are, Nate, I mean, we're just on that bleeding edge of being young enough to okay, we know it's electronics, but we don't really understand it completely.
Yeah.
You know, like the young crew does. Mm-hmm. Like Jeremiah and myself.
Jeremiah has saved me a lot, especially during basketball season.
Yes.
So, as Coach is out on the floor, we're going to hang around just a couple more minutes and get his thoughts on tonight's game. And also, looking forward to the end of this season now. Boy, the door has just been blown wide open for the Vikings to win this conference.
A few weeks ago, we thought we were in control of it, and
a little bit of a hiccup there.
It was. We had a little rough patch there, and for Vinton County, things have straightened themselves back out this evening. You're back in control of things again. Don't need any help anymore. Just keep doing what you're doing. And right now the schedule sets up pretty well for us. We just got to keep everybody healthy and I think just play our style of ball. And I think there's a real good chance at the end of this that we may be hoisting that trophy.
So how big is that next Tuesday game at McAfee Gymnasium? as they just picked off the Alexander Spartans in the alley. Obviously, they picked them off early in the year and at Athens, but that's a massive game now.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially for them.
Well, it is for Alexander. It is for Nelsonville. It is for Athens. And it is for us. It's going to be an interesting day.
So we got Coach Kite.
I got to make sure I get this right.
Kite, Coach, you have trouble with the headsets.
Well, I'm a rookie on these headsets. I don't know.
Well, you got to do all the talking now.
Well, that's true. Combs was such an eloquent speaker.
Yes.
We didn't have to.
Yeah.
I didn't usually have to worry about it.
Coach, big win tonight over the Nelsonville Buckeyes. This is a game that really similar to the way that it worked out over there, where you guys it's close back and forth. You guys kind of pull away at the end. 55-44 is a lot tighter than what that score indicated, but you guys come out, kind of keep that 5-point lead most of the game. Really big shots by some of your guys there late in the game to stretch that thing out.
Yeah, I mean, just in the fourth quarter that I can remember, Cobra started off and just took over there, got a couple of buckets straight to the basket, and then I think Garrett hit a big three there. Yeah, Garrett hit a three in the fourth, and then at one point, I can't remember if that was in the third or the fourth, Matt Hembry hit a gigantic three.
Yes.
I've told our coaching staff the whole year, Matt Hembry's eventually going to hit a big three for us in a key moment, and tonight was the night.
Good defense tonight overall by your team. The Swope kid, man, you talk about a baller.
Oh, yeah. He's crafty.
Was the game plan to kind of slow him down tonight, make other guys beat you?
They're so balanced. It's tough to do that. And as you saw in the first half, they would get the key was just keep the ball in the paint, no matter who had it. And in the first half, a few times, especially on the last play of the half, they were getting into the paint. Our guys were helping up too much, and they were just dumping it down to guys underneath for wide open layups.
Right.
And our rotations weren't good. Plus, we just weren't keeping the ball out of the paint. And I thought we did a way better job of that in the second half.
So. Quickly, I want to get your thoughts before we move on to what's coming up. We didn't get a chance to talk to you after the game at Hoosier Gym. What was the experience like for your team going up there and getting to play and getting to see that place?
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. The kids had a lot of fun. It's one of those things. I'm hoping that's a bonding experience that kind of gets us through the rest of the season. And I thought we responded tonight well. I think it was a good thing that we wound up moving that New Hope game.
Yeah.
Their coach wanted to move it because he wanted to play it in a bigger gym. He was afraid we weren't going to be able to fit in theirs, and I wasn't arguing with him because I thought that taking Tuesday off would help us out tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought we looked a little sluggish in the first half, like you always do after you take a week off. But I thought it was good. It was good for us this week.
So moving forward, Coach, we've got a big game with the Athens Bulldogs next Tuesday. Vikings with 2 league losses now. Buckeyes now have 3. The Alexander Spartans fell to the Athens Bulldogs tonight. They have 3.
Yep.
The Athens Bulldogs have 3. There is a bottleneck in second place right now. What do you have to do? The door was kicked open tonight for you to cruise to the championship solo.
Right.
What do you got to do starting next week at Athens that's a team we pretty much had our way with at home, but the MAC's a little bit different to play in.
It is.
It's a tough place to play.
Absolutely.
They've got all the momentum now. They feel like they're back in it.
Sure.
What do you got to do to finish this thing out?
We just got to keep the momentum going. I mean, it's got to be every day. We talked to the kids, a couple weeks ago. From now until the end of the season, the most important game of the season is the next game.
Yeah.
All right. So now the most important game of the season is against Athens. So we just have to take that mindset in and prepare and get ready for what they're going to throw at us. Coach Cozart does a good job of usually mixing stuff up. When you think you're getting zone, you'll get man. When you think you're getting man, you'll get zone. When you think you're getting a certain zone, he'll throw a different zone at you.
Yep.
So he always kind of keeps you on your toes. So we just got to be prepared and have a good few days of practice before we go play against them.
Well, big week next week. We've got obviously the trip to Athens on Tuesday. We come back here. We'll be on the air for the Megs game at home, which they've got athletes as well. That's going to be another tough one. But again, you talk about the biggest game being the next one. Let's get through Athens.
Absolutely.
And then we'll worry about Megs.
I'm not worried about Megs right now.
But congratulations, Coach. Thanks for coming up here and talking to us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Big win
it, guys.
tonight.
You guys do a great job.
Thank you. All right, so that was Coach Kite. Coach speak, Brad. Next game, most important.
Well, he's saying the right things.
He is. And I truly believe that, and the team believes that that's the case, because Yeah, well, I just said the standings there. There's like 17 teams in second place with 3 losses that are wanting. They smell blood in the water because everybody's got a chance now.
Oh, absolutely. Somebody knocks off these Vinton County Vikings, everybody's in it again.
Yeah.
I mean, so he's right. Every game, the next game is the most important game.
I've never seen a TVC Ohio this deep into the season with 5 legitimate contenders right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting there. I've never seen that. And it's been, again, I'd have to look it up, but it's been years since a 3-loss team has won this conference.
Well, on a healthy Wellston, you could probably put 6 in there.
Yeah,
the only one that's out mathematically would be River Valley. And River Valley's going to cause some problems in this, too. They're going to end up giving somebody a scare and knocking somebody off and have an effect on how this comes out.
For sure. So we have an exciting finish to this season coming up. It's going to be awesome. I'm sure there'll be radio coverage of the game over in Athens if you can't make it next Tuesday. Again, but you can tune us back in next Friday as we play the Megs Marauders here at home on BMG Media. So for one final time, the Vikings hold on and beat the Nelsonville York Buckeyes. They sweep the Bucks 55-44 tonight. They are officially in first place solo. For Jeremiah Griffith on the camera, Brad Rose running the board and being the color guy.
Hey.
Great job tonight, fellas. I'm Nathan Lamb. This has been BMG's live coverage of Vinton County Vikings basketball. We'll see you next Friday night.